Good evening, Team Our Victory. Happy Monday. I'm so excited to get to share with you guys tonight on a topic that I'm bursting at the seams right now about it. It's something that I was very, very hesitant to kind of dive into. It was a part of my business that I was very hands off, very much like, I'm not touching that. I'm not doing it. It's never going to work. And I have completely flipped my mindset on this topic. And so it's one that I've been kind of brewing for a while and letting just kind of manifest, because I knew that I had to talk to you guys about this so that I could pass on and share what is working for me in my business, something that is just, it's igniting my business and it's fun. It's not, it doesn't feel like work. When I wake up to work on this stuff, it doesn't feel like work. And so I know a lot of times in this business, there are some things that it's just like, oh, that's another stressful thing I've got to do, or that's one more thing on my to-do list. And I want to assure you, this is not just one more thing on your to-do list. This is something that you should incorporate into the cycle of your business, because we do every single month, we work in cycles, right? Cycling, giving a new challenge group, cycling, wrapping up that challenge group, and cycling, asking people to be part of your team and the coaching opportunity. So this is a new part that we're fitting into that cycle. So where this cycle begins is with free groups. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about free groups, and I'm going to give you all the deets, all the info on these groups. So I'm going to split the screen really quick. Let me just figure this all out. I want to share. Start share. And I'm going to share it with PowerPoint. Share screen. Cool. All right, so I'm sharing the screen with you guys, and we are going to go through this. You can see here that I've got slides for you so that you can take notes along with the slides. All right, so how to run free groups like a boss. We are going to own these free groups. So guys, strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value. I love this quote. I love what this quote says, because guys, it's a busy, noisy world out there. And so there are so many people out there striving to be the next this and the next that. And I want to be the top this and the top that. And it's like a race that we didn't sign up for, right? It's a race that we didn't sign up for. And yet all of a sudden we're on this track and we're running next to people. How are you going to be different? How do you stand out? How do you build trust? How do you show people that you are authentic and that you're different and that what we have as Beachbody coaches is unlike anything else? How do we show them that? By being valuable. By being valuable. So why free groups? Why, Brittany, do you have this change of heart? Why all of a sudden are you ready and raring to go running free groups? This is where I am putting a lot of my focus right now, guys, rather than on my paid for groups. Now, don't get me wrong, I am treating those groups like gold, and they are part of my daily to-do list. They are part of my checklist, but I'm giving a lot of love and attention to the free groups, because if you give it there, it will go over, guys. It'll go over and spill and pour over into your business in a lot of other areas, okay? So what does it do? Why free groups? Well, it builds trust. People don't want to sign up for the next thing that someone is selling on Facebook. Like, let's just face it. They don't. It's loud. It's loud out there. So why the heck am I going to go buy this when I already tried that and it didn't work? And then so-and-so was harassing me about this product, and I just want to go on Facebook and scroll. I don't want to be sold to, right? So it builds trust with people. It allows them to see that you're not just about selling them something. It's not about, I just want to sell you this challenge pack, and then once I sell that to you, cool, I move on to my next person, you're a check mark, right? It's not about checking things off like that. It's about building connections with people, building trust, allowing them to know that their journey and their story matters, and that you are going to be by their side through it all. So free groups allow that foundation of trust to be laid, okay? Another reason is that you get a chance to help anyone. Guys, there's a lot of people that our groups are not for them, and it's okay. Not every person that you pass on the street needs Beachbody. Not everybody needs, an at-home workout. Now, Shakeology, I'm not going to say that not everybody needs that, because I do firmly believe that everybody needs Shakeology. But not everybody needs our workout programs, right? So like our challenge groups, it's hard. It's a hard situation because you want to earn your Success Club points, and this is a business that you're running, so you do have to sell things, but not everybody's going to be able to afford that either, truthfully, okay? And I get it. I totally get it. But do they not matter? And this is something that I had to really, really kind of flip the switch on as I was trying to dabble and research this to figure out exactly how I could do free groups, is that I had this feeling like I was like an if-then statement. Like, if you buy something, then you get my attention. If you join a challenge group, then you get my heart. If this, then that. And I hated feeling like an if-then statement. I hated feeling like when I sit here at night or when I pray and I'm praying, God, please God, send people my way that need me. God, I hope I open up my computer today, and when I work, I pray that you've sent people my way that I can touch, that I can inspire. Put my stuff where it needs to be seen, right? But then all of a sudden I'm saying these prayers and I'm praying for this, right? And I want this in my life. But yet then when people come to me and they can't join a challenge group, it's like, oh, but not them. Like, it's conditional. And our prayers and our desires and what we're working for can't be conditional. Now, if you're not the praying type, like, I'm just saying, whatever you're focused on, if your goals are this, it can't be conditional on other things, okay? It just pigeonholes you. You get stuck. So it gives you the chance to help anyone and everyone, right? Because it's a free group. It's just a community that you're building. It also builds your network. I'm going to kind of go through this in a little bit, but your network expands because not only are you adding your friends into these free groups, but you're inviting them to please add their friends and their family members, and you're able to then build a network with them and pour them into your network, okay? Free groups also make this whole invitation thing that's like super scary sometimes. Like, how do I invite? I don't know what to say. I just feel so icky. It makes that ickiness just go away. The invitation process is so much easier when you run free groups, and it transitions nicely into your paid for group, okay? And guys, it's fun. These are fun groups. They're like, this might be the teacher in me, this might be like Miss McMillan talking, but it's fun because they're like themed and, I don't know, there's giveaways, like it's a party, okay? So they're fun. That's why I like running them. All right. So be the boss of your free groups, guys. You got to be the boss. Now, and this is like total side note right now, but in general, you just got to own stuff. You got to be the boss. There's never going to be somebody else on this team that will do your job for you. There's not going to be another coach out there that magically teaches you something that the coach online office or your upline can't teach you. It's just not happening. The systems are there. The people who are rooting for you are there. You just have to be willing to get to work. So you got to be a boss. So in terms of these free groups, I'm going to put a little disclaimer right now before I even begin. There's work involved with a free group. And you're probably sitting here like, Brittany, it's free and you want me to put in all this work? Oh yeah. Yeah, I do. Because I firmly believe, and the reason I've waited for a while to share this is because I wanted to see if it worked, and it works. You are investing in people with no expectation in a free group. And I want to embed that into your mind crystal clear before we even get into like these bullets, is that there are zero expectations. You are not asking somebody to join your free group because you want them to join your challenge group in the next month. And if they don't, then you're mad at them, or they're not allowed in your other free groups, or you just like shun them away. No. Your free groups are a chance to reach anyone, to make everyone matter, okay? To not separate anything, to just say, you know what, this is my mission. I want people to have healthy, happy, fulfilling lives. I want to do it together. And so if that's what I'm doing, that's what it's about. Okay, so release expectations, first of all, because that was a problem I had when I originally was doing free groups, is I expected that people would move into my challenge groups. And when that didn't happen, I was angry and I was frustrated. And it was like, this isn't working. These groups don't work. Rather than looking at what really was working in these groups and the transformations, however small or big they are, that happen within those 5 to 10 days of a free group. So being the boss of this free group, guys, first of all, you're going to pick your theme. Now I'm going to break all this stuff down, so I'm going to go kind of quick through this slide. I'm going to break all this down much more in detail. So we pick a theme. We need to set a start date, 5, 7, 10 days tops usually. And again, you don't need to jot all this stuff down because we're going to break each one of these bullets down bit by bit. You want to backtrack. So I set a start date. For example, my start date of my next group is next Monday. So I backtrack 1 week. That would be today, this Monday. And that's when I begin advertising. So this Monday in my planner, that was like the first thing, advertise free group, and like all week. And it's written across. You can kind of see it across the top. I don't know if you could see it. But anyway, across the top of my planner it says advertise free group. And then on the next one, it's like run free group, right? So I know I've got my focus of like where, when I'm inviting people, right? Because you know, invitations are part of your vital behaviors in Beachbody. But when we go to invite people, there's got to be a purpose behind the invitation. And it shouldn't always be like, every day I'm inviting people to coaching, or every day I'm inviting people to challenge groups. No, this week I'm inviting people to my free group. And that's what I'm focusing my invitations on, is only on my free groups. I'm not worrying about my challenge group. I'm not worrying about coaching. Are those other areas maybe going to suffer for like a couple days? Sure. But over time, the benefit will show up. Okay. So I backtrack 1 week. That's today, advertise. I have lots of preparation to do. So over the weekend, I started the prepping, cover photos that you're going to use, the language or lingo, pics and images that you might want to use for the advertising process, or any pics or images that you're going to need to put in the group later. If you're typing up a blog article to advertise about it, or a newsletter, or maybe there's a mass email you're sending out, whatever it is, you've got to prep that in advance, and you got to know that you need it, so that you don't get to Monday where it says in your planner, advertise free group, and then all of a sudden you're like, well, what do I say? So Monday is when I start advertising my group, but the work came in maybe like Saturday. I sat down and I did all this. All right. And then I created an event. So what I did today, you create an event on Facebook. Super, super easy. Invite all of your friends. Seriously, all of your friends. Hundreds of people should be invited. When I say a free group should have lots of people, I mean a free group should have lots of people. And we'll talk about why in a second. Create excitement on that event page. While you're creating that excitement on the event page, create content behind the scenes, okay? Put everybody into that group after the week's over so that you're ready to dive in on day one. During the week, you're gonna have a blast and have fun, and then at the week's end, as you close it out, you'll transition yourself to your challenge group. All right, let's dive in. So, come on. Okay, here we go. First thing, pick a theme, guys. So here are some cover photos from past free groups. This summer, Samantha and I did one called Summer Swaps. And we did fresh, fast, flavorful food that was like what you normally crave. Like I crave going to McDonald's and getting a burger and fries. Okay, we're gonna swap that out for something fresh and flavorful, but a lot healthier. So it was a clean eating challenge that we did, 7 days, okay? And that was the cover photo that we used to advertise the event. Crazy for My Crockpot was one that I just finished up, and it was a 5-day free fall crockpot meal idea group. They got a full meal plan, they got the grocery list, they got it all, and it was all about saving time because we're busy, right? Fitness wasn't really a big part of either of those two. They were welcome to work out and talk about their workouts in those two groups, but they were mainly focused on recipes and food, okay? And then the last one that I have here as an example is a 5-day pumpkin challenge, pumpkin everything challenge. And so when it's pumpkin everything, it's not just pumpkin foods, but it's also pumpkin inspired workouts. And that's the one that I've got launching right now. So think of seasonal ideas. That's one of my big tips. Think in that, again, that's like the Miss McMillan teacher in me, but think of seasonal ideas. Look, you know, what are people wanting right now? Okay, well, all of a sudden we gotta not wear shorts anymore and sundresses. We gotta put our jeans back on. You know what happens when we haven't worn our jeans in a while? Sometimes we put them back on and they're a little bit smaller, right? It seems like they don't quite fit the way that they did the last time we put them on. So maybe it's a skinny jeans group, right? Maybe it's a group, we're coming up on Halloween. Maybe it's a group that's talking about sugar detoxing right after Halloween, or maybe right before Halloween. Thinking of seasonal ideas, think of what's happening in those seasons and how can you attract to your niche in that season with something that is relevant, okay? Another thing, what do people struggle with? Again, I said the skinny jeans idea, right? People are struggling with that. Some people struggle with way too much sugar. Some people struggle with, in the Crazy for My Crock-Pot group, with time. They didn't have time. That's their struggle. We're busy. It's back to school. I'm so busy. I got all this stuff. I've got a lot of marching band friends, and they're super busy because they go to rehearsal and then they have to come home and like they're starving. What do they make? It's already made for them in their crock pot. So think already. As the coach, your job is to think of what problems you can help solve. What isn't a problem for you, but used to be, right? What did you used to struggle with that now you no longer struggle with? Like I used to struggle with going through fast food and craving pizza and Chinese takeout and all this. And now I make that stuff at home and it honestly tastes better. So Summer Swaps was inspired by that. Crazy for My Crock-Pot. I know what it's like to be busy, but you know what helped me? My Crock-Pot, inspired by that. And with the pumpkin challenge, I love pumpkin. So I know other people out there love pumpkin too. So I'm going to do a group of people who are like me. Okay. So finding those people who struggle with maybe things you struggle with and how can you help them? And then how can you make it inviting and fun? So again, how do you make it not just like another thing that they see on social media? How can you make it look a little bit different? Okay. Free clean eating challenge is used over and over and over again. So what's your spin on it, right? How do you spin that to make it inviting and fun for people so that people aren't just adding one more thing to their plate, but they're actually enhancing their lives by joining your group, okay? Next, guys, we're going to set a start date and a duration. So Mondays for me are always a great day to dive in. I love Mondays to start groups. I think most everybody does too. You can always plug people into your group like on Saturday and Sunday and just put them into the group and like have a welcome message or a welcome video that lets them know kind of the ins and outs, what your expectations are. Maybe give them a first assignment, like a getting to know you assignment. I always like to do that over Saturday, Sunday. But on Monday is when we really dive in, right? So Mondays are a great day to start with those groups. I personally love 5-day groups, but 5, 7, 10 days is great. Those are great lengths of time. I personally love the 5-day group because it ends up really being like a 7-day group, honestly, but it's 5 days of like focused work. And because I'm putting so much into it, I'm putting a ton in for 5 days, but guys, it's only 5 days of content that I have to come up with, only 5 days of recipes or whatever. It takes the workload off me a little bit so that I can give the workload in other areas, which I'll show in a second. Okay, finish your group. What I like to do is I like to finish my group 1 full week before the paid challenge starts. So I put my team's calendar up here, Team Our Victory, and you'll see at the bottom there is the free 5-day Pumpkin Lovers Clean Eating group. And when I created the calendar, I didn't truly know what name I wanted to have for it yet. And so it's there that last week. That's because the next week, Monday the 31st through, through November 6th will be the inviting process. Okay, it'll be the inviting process. And then that way, on November 7th, we start my next challenge group. So I like to have 1 week in there in between, sandwiched in between. So that's kind of the way that I typically lay that out. So you'll see that it's towards the end of the month with 1 week buffer before the next group starts, okay? Guys, what's wrong? What happened? Okay, I'm back. Technology, love it. So what's wrong with more than 10 days? Why, Brittany, 5, 7, 10 days? What if I want to do a full month group? Guys, I'm telling you from experience, I've been there and I've done it. I've done groups for a month. I've done groups longer than a month. Free groups, though, for a month are painful. 10 days is sometimes even painful for me because remember, guys, it's free. You can only hold someone's attention for so long in the group. I'm going to talk about giveaways in a second. If you're holding a group for 30 days, that's a lot of giveaways. That's a lot of extra money on your part. And if it's a quieter group, like if it's just not as, if the characters that are in there just aren't talking and it doesn't seem like they're engaged, it's just going to be a painful 30 days. And then the worst thing you could do is tell somebody you're going to have a 30-day group and like 15 days into the group, you stop as a coach. You'll lose all credibility. So do yourself, especially in the beginning as a coach too, If you've never done free groups or you're just dabbling with them, in the beginning, 5 days, like, why not? It's free. Again, it's free. You're giving them 5 days of your life. Like, come on, people, that's a gift. Okay. Advertising tips. So let's talk through advertising. How do I advertise these groups? Well, I begin my ads 1 week from the start date. And how do I advertise? I create an event on Facebook. Create an event on Facebook. Okay. Please do it. Create an event. Now, you don't have to be that skeezy person that adds everyone into your private group. No, that's not what we do here. We don't do that. I hate when somebody adds me into a group and I didn't ask to be in the group. Like my secret pop-up shop. Hello, I didn't ask to be part of your secret pop-up shop. How about you invite me via an event so that I can choose, right? I want to make the decision. I want to make the decision whether or not I need to be in that group. I don't need you making the decision for me. Get off soapbox. So begin that 1 week from your start date. Okay, here's an example of the ad right here on the screen. Okay, so you've got the cover photo that I created using it. It shows you the start dates, how long it'll last. I didn't do a location because there's no ticket sales. Okay, but then when you scroll down, you can kind of see where the people are here on the bottom. Underneath that, guys, you can invite. And so we'll talk about this in a second, but it's not good enough to create the event on Facebook and then share it on your timeline and cross your fingers that people are going to join. I know you're like, I don't want to be the icky one that like, it's not icky. Remember, again, we're giving people the choice whether or not they want to participate by creating an event. So the event, guys, keep in mind your event is separate from the actual group. 2 separate things. You're going to create an event 1 week before, so that the event is where people can say whether they want to go or they're maybe going to go, that kind of a thing. That's where you can get the interest going, okay? So that's why I say invite a million people, and we'll get to that in 1 second, but things I've got to prep. You prep your cover photo. I use PicMonkey for my cover photos. Prep the lingo, prep the language. What are you trying to say? Who are you trying to talk to? What is your attention grabber when they're scrolling their newsfeed? Why would they stop at your picture? Again, create any extra photos or blurbs that are relative to this group that you might need throughout the week. For example, in my picture right here, there's protein balls. You better believe this week I will be sharing that I made these protein balls and that they're absolutely delicious, and that if you want to get your hands on this recipe, the only way to do it is to join the group, right? You better believe that I'm going to give a little teaser of maybe one of my pumpkin workout moves so that people can see that there's some fun stuff we've got planned, right? So think about those little like teasers that you can give people throughout the week to remind them, because you're not just going to post on Monday, please join my group. No, all week long. You are going to be like, people by Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they should be like, freaking A, man, I don't want to follow this girl anymore because all she's talking about is a stupid 5-day pumpkin everything challenge. You either beat them or you join them, right? That kind of a thing. So those people that don't want to hear about it, they'll go away. But if you continue to remind people, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, that's right. That does look kind of fun. I wasn't certain at first. I didn't really know what it was about, but now I see she's got these pumpkin balls that she's making. That looks really good. I could make those. That'd be a good snack. And she's got this workout. That looks fun. I've never tried that move before. Bada boom, bada bing. You've built intrigue, right? And also, if you're going to do a blog or a newsletter or create a mass email that you're going to send out to invite people, just keep that in mind as well in your advertising. That as you're advertising for the week, those are things that you've got to prep in advance. And then we create this event. And guys, I spend $10 to $20 to get it sponsored for the week to get out beyond my friends. Why? Why, Brittany, do you spend the money? Because this is how you build your network. You will not have to worry. You know that worry when you're like, well, I don't know who to talk to. I don't know. I don't have any friends that want this. All my friends already do Shakeology. All my friends already work out at the gym. My mom doesn't want to buy that. Okay, well, guess what? Meet new people. You got to meet new people. And how do you meet new people? You sponsor an ad. You sponsor an ad so that it gets put into other people's news feeds so that they are like, oh, what is this? I've never heard of this before. And then all of a sudden you have somebody new interested in your group, okay? I highly recommend investing the $10 or $20 for that 1 week to get it put out there. Okay. The other thing about that too, guys, is these groups, I also do a couple giveaways, and I would say the most I spend probably is no more than, like, when it's all said and done, between the gifts and mailing it to the person and sponsoring the ad, I probably don't spend any more than $30 for all of it. And I think it's absolutely worth it, because from the group, I might spend $30 on all that. And then I have like 5 challenge pack sales. I'm pretty sure it comes back to me, right? So it's all good. Okay, next, inviting like a boss. So invite everyone. We talked about this a second ago. Seriously, everyone. If they don't want to join the thing, they will not put that they're going or they're interested, right? Like, you don't have to worry. They will take care of that for you. So you don't have to worry. Make it feel like a party when you're inviting, okay? Some people like to do giveaways, initial giveaways. I don't do any until they're actually in the group. But you could do a giveaway for joining, like, first 5 people that join or that click that they're going and RSVP that they're going will get X, Y, and Z. You could even give the first 5 Shakeology packets, right? If you have a lot on hand or whatever. So first 5 people get a free sample of Shakeology for joining our event, okay? Giveaways, that'd be fun. Shout outs. Once people join, go in there. There's a discussion on your events page. And in the discussion, you could say, oh my gosh, Susie Martin, I'm so excited that you're going to be in our group. I'll be adding you this weekend. Thanks so much. Hearts, flowers, smiles, right? Shout people out. Let them know that, yeah, I saw you, girl. I saw that you added yourself into this group and that you're going to go. I love it. Shout them out. Go Facebook Live on the event page. That is also an option. You can do a Facebook Live. So for my free groups, I like to do a Facebook Live kind of before I invite anybody. So that way when they get to the event page, there's a video there already for them. And in it, I like to explain what the heck this is, right? So they scrolled social media or I invited them and they have a little intrigue and interest built up, but there's still a little like, I don't really know what this is. Like, she invited me to this thing. Like, is it at my house? Is it what? I don't get it. I have a video where they see my face, they see my authenticity, they can understand and feel my heart for this, and it's right there on the event page, okay? And then like and comment on everything. So if people start posting things in the discussion, guys, interact with it. You're already setting a precedent in the event page that when they get to the group, there is a community there. So set that precedent, okay? You can also set a criteria for joining. I love to do this criteria. This is my format. I say that I need 2 things from them. Once they click that they're either going or they're interested, one or the other, doesn't really matter to me. I ask that they like Run to Your Happy Place, and then they have to share the event on their timeline and tag 5 friends in the comments on that, okay? And another tip too is you can also ask them to tag 5 friends plus you, so that way, just in case it doesn't go through your newsfeed, you can see that they shared it. So you're not like having to go to a million different people's pages to see if they actually did it. Because what happens is, once they tag those friends, I hover over that friend's name that's like highlighted, right? I hover over it and I click add friend. The second that somebody tags a friend that, hey, this looks like fun, join this with me, and they tag them, I add them as a friend. Now, does everybody accept my friend request? No, and that's okay. I'm not going to cry about it. That just means they're not as cool as I am, right? No worries. But I ask for those 2 things. Click like on Run to Your Happy Place, and then go ahead, please, and share this on your timeline, tag me, and then go ahead and tag 5 other friends that you think would really enjoy this group, okay? Now, guys, that's the criteria for joining, and I say it and I post about it and I tell them over and over all week long through the advertisement. I'm in that event page all week, like reminding them, hey, if you haven't done it yet, if you haven't shared it yet, if you haven't tagged 5 friends yet, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. If you haven't liked Run Your Happy Place yet, all of that. I'm in there reminding them. But if somebody doesn't do it, I don't not put them in the group. They still get added to the group. Why? Why not? The more the merrier, right? So they didn't tag 5 friends and share my thing. Boo-hoo, like, woe is me. The world's not going to end. All it shows is that all I want to do is help you. All I want to do is have you in our group and have fun, even though you didn't do these things that I asked you to do, right? It's really not that deep. It just helps to build your network. That's all. This is just another tool to help grow your own network. Okay, and then track who is going and interested in Streak. And if you're not familiar with Streak, you need to get with it, because it is the bee's knees. And Emily Copeland did a webinar all about it on Team 180 way back when. But if you go to YouTube and you type in Streak for Beachbody coaches, there are a million resources. But why Streak? Streak is a way to organize. So if you're not using Streak, just kind of look at my format and see how you could either pencil and paper it or make your own little spreadsheet. But the title of the group's here, Pumpkin Everything Free Facebook group. And then what I have is at the bottom, sorry, I got to like look down because there's a glare. People who are interested in the group. So this right now, I'm going to talk through this. So these 70 people are the 70 people from my last group. And I'll talk about what that means in a second. But these people are from, the 70 people right there are from my last group. Okay. As of today, when I started this up and started inviting, I had 4 people that already like committed that they were going to go. And then this is my pipeline that continues on. So people who've had past interest, these are people who, again, I don't remove people from the group. They remove themselves if they want to. I will never remove somebody from the group unless, of course, they did something offensive, right? But I haven't crossed that bridge yet. So, and hopefully I don't have to. But if somebody has taken themselves out of the group, well, that's so sad. But I put their name right here. So like I did some inventory this morning. I went to my group and I saw, before I invited anybody to this next group, I saw who was still in the group. These 70 people are still in the group. I had 72 names on here, and so there must have been 2 people. So I did inventory. These 2 people I moved to this pipeline because they're no longer in my group. That way I can always go back and re-invite them later. And then we'll get to this stuff in a second, but it's interest in form, sent direct invitation. I sent them the info email, no for now, and then I add them to my fallback into fitness pipeline, which is on a different pipeline. Okay, so that means I sent them over. So look at my last group, guys. I had 70 people in the group. From that group, we were having these conversations, sending direct invites. I had people I sent the info. 1 person told me no, not right now, and then 20 people I added over into fallback into fitness, guys. That's pretty incredible. Right? That's pretty awesome. So if you're sitting here kind of skeptic, I'm showing you the data like right in front of your very eyes because I'm tracking it. Now, what's going to happen? As I grow this number here, the people who are interested this week, as it builds interest and people start to RSVP, I will put their name here, put their name here, put their name here, put their name here all week long. Keep adding those people in. Okay. After the week, when the week is over, Saturday, when I go to add everybody into the group, I'm going to take these names. Okay, I'm going to add them into the group. All of them will get added and then they go here. So however many people end up here will go into this pipeline. This will end up being 0. This will end up being bigger. And then I'm going to be able to use this to have dialogue to get them down these pipelines to eventually get them into my group, right? Now, you're sitting here and you're saying, Brittany, this is a lot of work. Heck yeah, it is. This is where I'm putting my energy. And I'm putting my energy all week on this, on inviting them and pushing them into this group and advertising the heck out of it and wrapping my arms around people virtually and loving on them. And that's what I'm doing for a week, right? And then next week, I'm going to continue loving on that free group, loving on them, loving on them, loving on them. And then after that, that's when then I shift my focus onto putting them into my challenge group. So my energy shifts. It's not that I'm focused on this and a million other things. No, I'm laser focused on this. Now, my challengers are still getting my attention because like I said, I've got it in my planner so I don't forget to do it, but that's kind of running on its own right now. So I time it in such a way that I don't have to worry about what about my challengers because I'm going to let them down because I'm so focused over here. No, this is where my main priority is when I sit down to work, and then I do all my other things that I have to do every single day because it is part of my job. Okay, moving on. Creating content for your group and your group. So you do have to create, like I said, you are in an event. That is not the group. The group is a separate place. So everybody who says they're interested or going to my event, I then put over into the group. So I create that group on Facebook. What is my posting rule of thumb? Well, for every group that I run, 2 times per day, 1 in the morning, 1 at night. I usually do 5 a.m., 5 p.m. because I'm on the West Coast. So that's 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. I don't like to get any later than that for my East Coasters because then it starts to become a little too late in the day for my initial post and then my evening post. So 5 a.m., 5 p.m. is what I set up. And the weekends at 7 a.m., 7 p.m. I create a Word document where all my posts live. They live in there. So I don't have to worry, like, what do I say today? I don't have to think about that. And this is why, again, guys, if you're feeling overwhelmed, this is why 5 days, because guess what? That's only 10 posts. And Beachbody's Coach Online Office has challenge group posts out the wazoo for every single program. There are 10 posts that you can pull from there. I promise you that, okay? And then I use Hootsuite, guys, to pre-post on Facebook. That's the website I use. So if you're not familiar, www.hootsuite.com, perfect for pre-posting in groups. I also have to create content based around what goodies do they get. So my last group, the Crockpot group, it was all about being busy and trying to be healthy while you're busy. And so there was a water challenge because water is such an important part of your health journey. And a lot of people forget about that and swapping out water for other sugary drinks. So we focused on getting our water in, and I challenged them to post selfies of them when they finish their water and to check in with us throughout the day. And so anybody that either commented about it or actually did the post were part of a raffle. And so I went on Facebook Live and I raffled off a water infuser bottle, like $4 from Target, guys. And so I raffled that off for the water challenge. Another challenge I did was snacking, right? Because we're so busy. You know how we don't ruin our diet when we're busy? We have healthy snacks on hand. So we talked through that, right? And so the healthy snacks, they got some healthy snacks from me, the winner of that. And then my last winner I have tank tops that are part of Run to Your Happy Place, Free Smile tank tops. So we did a testimony giveaway. And so that was the goodie, was a tank top from that. So prepping what goodies they get. Don't leave it to like, oh crap, I didn't think about that, right? Think about that. Are you going to do giveaways? Now you don't have to do giveaways. You don't have to buy things for giveaways. They could simply just be thank you cards that you write, or you could send Shakeology packets. And obviously you're paying for that because that's your product and what you would normally be drinking. But that is a good giveaway too if you don't want to go out and spend more money on other things. Prepping cover photos and any images for the group, right? Any documents that you need for the group. Okay, maybe you have maybe you need to make a meal planner, right? Maybe you told them that you were going to maybe you told them that you were going to create like a week meal planner, or maybe you told them that you were going to give them some ab workouts. Whatever it is, you've got to have that for them, okay? And then the giveaways. Sorry, that's the goodies. The goodies are the like freebies, right? Like my little freemiums. The giveaways are your gifts. So prep what that's going to be. Prep when you're doing those, right? So that is incorporated into your posts, so it flows fluidly. And then schedule going live 3 times. I suggest 3 times. One in the beginning. I think a live video right away, like before the group even opens, put in a video, a welcome live video. Then you can do another live video in the middle to let them know that you think they rock. Maybe you do a giveaway on that video, and then another giveaway at the very end is another great way to wrap up the group. And then you could also do your final giveaway then too. So Facebook Live, doesn't matter if people aren't on watching live in the moment, it stores it in the feed, so you'll be able to use it. Now, here's some of the content for one of my groups, okay? And it's prepped and ready to go. I gotta have it ready. Running the group like a boss, guys, you gotta encourage participation. A lot of people find themselves in these places where they're like, yeah, but nobody talks. You know what? I used to feel that way too about my groups, and then I pointed the finger back at myself and said, you're the reason that they're not participating, because you're not setting the expectation, Brittany. You're not letting them know that it is unacceptable not to participate. Now, this is a free group, so you don't want it to be a kind of like one of those, this is my expectation kind of thing. But you want that environment to feel like, this is what I expect from you. I added you into this free group. This is what I want from you. This is what I'll give you back, right? But you got to make sure that they're getting something in return, that it's not just about you taking from them, and they've got to feel that too. So encouraging that participation, but showing them that all you really want to do is just give, and pour into them. Super important. This is like, if there's one thing you take away from this entire training on free groups, guys, it's about making behind the scenes count. this is where the hard work comes in week 2. So week 1 was all about advertising. Now when you're actually advertising and getting the group up and running, right? Now when the group is actually going, how do you really make it count? How are people going to participate when they weren't? And how do you make it worth your while so that when you transition to your next challenge, you actually have people to talk to? You're going to go behind the scenes. So what I did is my last group, you saw I had 70 people in there. What I did is I had 7 days, right? The group started on Monday. I had all the way till Sunday. So for 7 days, every day, I took 10 people because I had 70 people. I took 10 people every day. And I just went down the list in my streak. You saw it right there, that underneath that 70, there are 70 names. And so every day I went down one by one by one by one. And I sent them all a personal message on Facebook. And so I don't know if you can kind of see it here, but it's an example. And I'm going to get in close because I've got like grandma eyes right now. But it says, "Hey, Dana." And I'm reading this to you because I find that a lot of times we struggle with how should we word this so that we don't seem like icky, right? You're not icky, okay? So I put, "Hey, Dana, I hope you're having a great week so far. I just wanted to stop by and personally thank you for joining the Crock-Pot group. I'm so excited for this week together. What are you most excited for?" So I'm opening it up. I'm letting her know I'm personally coming to you and saying thank you for being here. I just want you to know that I am taking time to personally come to you and say thank you, okay, for joining that group. And letting them know that I'm so excited that I'm there for them. And then asking, what are you trying to get out of this week? It's a chance to form a relationship with them, but it's also an opportunity to ask them what you can do for them. Not what can they do for you. You're not trying to take something from them, you're giving. So what can you do for them? And opening it up with that question. Is there anything I can do for you this week? Or is there anything you're struggling with? Or how can I help you? I want you to, what are you most excited about for this group? Or where do you find yourself struggling when it comes to being busy? Wording it at the end like that opens it up for them to now talk back. If I had just said, "I'm excited for this week together," that person would be like, "She's crazy and thanks for the message," right? But I asked a question and it's polite to respond. So now she has to respond to me. Ha ha. Okay, so the next thing, she responded, "Hi, Brittany. I've been going back and forth on my answer for like 3 days now." So it took her like 3 days to respond to me. She responded though. "Guess I should actually respond. Thank you so much for the add to the group. I've been going through all these huge changes, positive, and this was just the push I needed to keep going. I'm still working really hard to balance Marching Band and taking care of myself. I would say that I'm most excited for next week since I'm going to be using even more of the recipes. I only got a chance to make one this week, but thanks to that, I've been able to have an actual lunch for the first time in over a month." Guys, like already, boom, you did your job. That poor woman hasn't had a healthy lunch in over a month. And by adding her into your group, by running this free group that she probably wouldn't have connected with you if you hadn't, by doing that, all of a sudden you allowed her some peace of mind, a little less craziness in her busy life, and a chance to have a healthy meal for lunch every day. Priceless. It's awesome. It's such a good feeling to wake up and be like, "Oh my gosh, that's so awesome that she did that." So you continue the conversation. This is your chance to form a relationship, guys. So I said, "Oh, that makes me so happy to hear, Dana. I'm so glad that it has helped to give you that push. How is Marching Band going?" Guys, I did not say, "I have a challenge group. I think while you're really busy, this would be a great opportunity for you to join a challenge group." No. What did I say? How is Marching Band going? I'm trying to connect. Okay, I went into what she was talking about. She even she gave me information about Marching Band. I'm going to ask her how that's going. She said, "Marching Band is awesome. The kids this year are really sweet and hardworking. Couldn't ask for more from them. I'm having a hard time not working myself into the ground. I also started grad school 2 weeks ago, so that has kind of been a time sink. I'm interested in learning more about your fall fitness challenge, although I'm kind of scared about committing myself to another thing, LOL." Guys, I didn't even say a word about my fall fitness challenge, and they do it. If you ask enough questions, if you open yourself up enough, a lot of times if that person really needs you and it's on their radar, they're going to go for it. They're going to ask you. Now, yeah, there are times that we need to go for the ask, but I find the people who are my rock star challengers are the ones that do exactly what Dana just did right here. And I said, "Haha, I totally get it. It sounds like you've got a ton going on. What are you in grad school for?" So again, I try to start by not making it about me. I know she asked about my fall fitness group, but I'm not going to dive and say, yeah, I'd love to send you the information, because I look like I'm starving to have her in my group. I look skeezy, I feel skeezy, and I don't look like I give two you-know-whats about her. So first, I get it. It sounds like you're so busy. You've got so much going on. What is grad school? What are you going to grad school for? And then I would love to send you more info. What is the best email I could send it to? Guys, from there. So we do these behind the scenes messages, but I urge and encourage you to take them out of Messenger and put them into an email. Couple reasons why. One, it builds your network. If Facebook were to ever go away, would you have anybody left? If the answer is no, then you've got to start working on you've got to start working on emails. I'm so sorry for this thing. We'll get this out of here. You've got to start working on adding emails in, okay? Number two, it's more professional. It's more professional. Like, it shows like I'm serious about what I do. I have these I want to email you the information. It's more professional. So it allows you to build your network outside of Facebook via email, which is super important. And number two, it allows you to look professional. And then giveaways, guys, 3 challenges. I spoke about that already, so I'm not going to embellish on that anymore. All right, moving along. Oh my gosh, it really wants me to do this. Guys, I'm so sorry. World's longest thing. This is so frustrating, annoying. I'm so totally out of storage, and my computer keeps reminding me over and over again. All right, moving on. Transitioning to your challenge group. So final live video is where you do this, guys. Your final live video, you thank everybody. You do your final giveaway, whatever it's going to be, but you also segue to let them know about the opportunity of your challenge group, okay? Now, that's not the do-all, end-all, okay? A final live video continues to build interest. It allows people to see that there is more beyond this. Hey guys, listen, we're gonna pause the group for a little bit. I loved the week that we had together. If you loved this and you want to continue on, this is what's going on starting a week from now. If it's something you're interested in, I'd love to have a conversation with you. You can either comment below that you want information. You can private message me, whatever works best for you, okay? And then from there, you're gonna go and you're gonna follow up. You follow up with anyone you had one-on-one conversations with during the week. So I told you that I went through and I messaged 70 people. Now, 70 people did not respond to me. There are a lot of people that ignored my message. Boo to them, first of all. Second of all, anybody that I did have a one-on-one convo with, I followed back up. Hey, again, thank you so much for being a part of that group. What was your favorite part, or what was your biggest takeaway? And then continue that conversation. See where it goes, right? If somebody liked posts, right? Anybody who was engaged, liking, commenting, sharing anything in the group openly, all those people, you're going to let them know, hey, listen, I loved having you in the group this week. Your energy was awesome. It was so great that you shared things with us and commented on other people's posts. It really helped create such a community in our group. And I honestly thank you so much for that. I would love to, and then you transition. I'm like totally drawing a blank right now on it, but you can transition from there, right? Like, I would really love, I've got another group like this that I think you'd really enjoy too. Can I send you more information about it? Boom, done. That's it. Okay. And here's the kicker about these groups, guys. You keep the group open. I never close the group. So my Crock-Pot group, I edited the name and it became the Pumpkin Group, and those 70 people are still in there, and I'll pour more people in, right? And then when this group's finished, there'll be that many people in the group. When the November group starts, I will edit the name and make it the new group. I don't delete posts. I don't delete files. I don't delete anything. It's just a revolving thing. And over time, guys, people might, I'm losing my mind. I'm just going to talk through it right here. Okay. And over time, guys, people might remove themselves from the group. If they remove themselves, they suck, right? Like, who cares? They took themselves out on their own terms, but you don't take a single person out. You let them know, hey guys, I will be back in about 3 weeks with our next group. right? You can even ask them, what group would you like to do next if you need ideas? But you let them know, I'll be back in about 3 weeks, or I'll be back in about 4 weeks with our next group. You know, I'm super excited. And, you know, in the meantime, make sure that you continue using these recipes and all these tips, right? And then you come back and you let them know we're back and this is the group we're doing. And you revise the group for the next free group, okay? Pretty simple strategy. So last part of tonight is the Q&A, but I don't have anybody on live tonight. So if you have questions about any of this, guys, please do me a favor and comment in Team Our Victory so that we can open up some dialogue about this and I can help you and pour into you there. But guys, the goal is to make an income while making an impact. If you are not making an impact, you have no business making an income. And that's how I'm going to wrap it up tonight. All right, guys, I hope you learned a lot. I hope you're ready to dive into these free groups. I hope that you'll dabble in it. It's not as scary as it probably sounded, but take this, let it marinate, start brainstorming, start figuring out your free group. Your first free group might not be like all of that, right? Take what you can and do what you can right now and evolve. But every single month, you should have 12 free groups for the year. And then you can recycle them, right? So like the Crockpot group, that doesn't mean that I did all this for nothing. That means next year I can do the Crockpot group again, right? And there'll be a whole new slew of people in that group by that point that didn't do the Crockpot group last time. So keep that in mind too, that as you're doing this, you're already making the work easier for yourself down the road too. Okay. Again, any questions, take them to Team Our Victory. I appreciate you taking the time to listen to this replay though. And I value all of you guys. Thank you so much for being on, and I'm gonna hit end. Have a good night.